Hello dear students. In this chapter, first part you have learned about congruence of triangles and exterior angle theorem or remote interior angle theorem, etc. So in this part 2, we are learning some more theorems related to triangles. So listen here. First, 30, 60 and 90 degree angle theorem. What are 30, 60, 90 angle theorem? Let's consider here. Let's observe the figure. In this triangle, which is right angled at here C, A, B, C, which is right angled at C, if I am marking angle B as 30 degree, what will be angle A? Angle A will be 90 minus 30, that is 60 degree. The angle A will be of 60 degree. Then here 30, 60, 90 degree theorem says that in a triangle the side opposite to 30 degree is half the hypotenuse. Here again I am drawing the figure. If triangle ABC, if angle C is 30 degree, then side opposite to 30 degree, that is side AB, in this case side AB equal to half of AC, and same way side opposite to angle A, that is which is 60 degree, will be equal to what is given the, yes, it is given that side opposite to 60 degree is root 3 by 2 times the hypotenuse. So here once again I will draw the figure and will explain the concept. In triangle, if one angle is 90 degree, that is in a right angled triangle, if one angle is 60 degree and the other angle is 30, apart from the 90 degree angle, if one angle is 60 degree and the other is 30 degree, then the side opposite to 30 degree, in this case it is triangle ABC, a right angle at B, angle C is marked as 30. Once again I am explaining the concept. That is, if C equal to 30, then side AB equal to half the length of AC, half the length of the hypotenuse, and side opposite to 60, that is here BC, length of side BC equal to root 3 by 2 times AC, that means root 3 by 2 into length of AC. Okay, this is 30, 60, 90 degree theorem. Then next is 45, 45, 90 degree theorem. Definitely I hope you understood the concept. What is 45, 45 degree, 90? In a triangle, apart from the 90 degree, in a right angle triangle, apart from the 90 degree, if both angle here mark 45 degree each, okay, understood what I am telling? In triangle, let this be PQR. In this triangle, if both P and R are 45 degree each, then we say that this is a 45, 45, 90 degree right angle triangle. And here the property is that each side, the side opposite to both 45 degree angle, that is in this case PQ equal to QR equal to 1 by root 2 multiplied by hypotenuse. That is here 1 by root 2 into PR, here 1 by root 2 into this side. PR is the length of PQ and QR. Both are correct. Both are same, equal. Okay. Now next consider another concept, that is median. You know what you mean by median of a triangle. All of you understood, or we have learned already, that is what is median of a triangle? Median of a triangle is the line segment joining from one vertex to the midpoint of its opposite side. So let's consider one figure here. I will draw one figure and I'll explain what is the concept of median. So here triangle X, Y, Z I have drawn. Then suppose this point M is the midpoint of the length line segment or the side YZ. Then if I join X to M, then the line segment XM is known as the median. Clear? The line segment XM is known as the median. Similarly, if it is MN is the midpoint of XZ, if I join Y and N, then YN is the median, another median. Similarly, MNO, let this be O. Then similarly, ZO is the another median. For any triangle, 3 medians will be there, and the 3 median will be also passed to the same point, and that point is known as the centroid of the triangle. That you will learn afterwards. Okay. Now this much you understand that median means the midpoint joining one vertex and the midpoint of opposite side. So here in this theorem we are learning that in a right angle triangle, the length of the median of the hypotenuse is half the hypotenuse. Length of the median of the hypotenuse means what is the meaning? That is the median to here this BD is the median to the side or to hypotenuse AC of triangle ABC. That is, this is the median. What I have just marked here is the median. Then it is told that this length of median BD is equal to half the length of AC. That is, these two line segments are equal. The markings are given there. Still I am telling that AD is equal to DC. That is the midpoint, as D is the midpoint. Then the theorem says that BD is equal to half of AC. Clear? BD equal to half of AC. So for proving this concept, we are using the concept of congruence of triangles. So here steps are given. BD is extended to E such that, and we are considering these two triangles are congruent, and then congruent triangles corresponding parts are equal. That concepts are used here for proving this theorem. Just listen here. Triangle ADB is congruent to CDE by SAS test, and AB equal to EC as using the congruency. Then by using the congruency concept, we can take as BD equal to half of AC. You have to go through all these steps properly, and then you can understand the theorem very well. Okay. Now listen. Here in the first question, it is given that the length of a right angled triangle is 15 units, or 15 centimeter. So here it is. I just make the concept clear. This is given as 15. Okay, and this is the right angle, and then we have to find the length of median of the hypotenuse. That is, if everywhere you have supposed to write the naming of the triangle wherever you are drawing figure. So here let the triangle PQR is right angled at Q, and let PR be the hypotenuse, and then we have to find out the length of QM. That is, where M is the midpoint, then QM is the median. We need to find the length of QM by the theorem, or according to the theorem. What is the length of QM? Can you tell me? Yes, it is half of the hypotenuse. So either half of hypotenuse means what? QM is equal to half into 15, or it is 7.5, or you can keep 15 by 2, or 7.5 unit. Centimeter at the centimeter, meter at the meter, whatever it is given, that half of the hypotenuse. Okay, this way you can use the learned concept for solving the other problems. So next, we are learning the perpendicular bisector theorem. Perpendicular bisector of a line segment. You have learned in the smaller classes to draw the perpendicular bisector of a given line segment. Okay, do you remember that? What do you mean by perpendicular bisector? A line segment which goes through the midpoint of a line segment which make an angle 90 degree with the line segment is known as the perpendicular bisector. Okay, or a perpendicular line segment which divides the line segment into two equal parts is also known as the perpendicular bisector. So many ways we can express the meaning concept. So here the perpendicular bisector theorem has expressed in two different ways. That is, first one is what? You can see here that every point in the perpendicular bisector of a segment is equidistant from the endpoints. Equidistant from the endpoints means what? Equidistant from the endpoints matlab it lies in equal distance from the equidistance matlab lies in the equal distance, at equal distance. So here line segment AB is given and let this line L is taken as the perpendicular bisector. Also we have to prove that AP is equal to PB. AP equal to PB we have to prove. Then we proved that points lie on the perpendicular bisector of a line segment are equidistant from the endpoints. So here endpoints, once again I will explain the concept that here P is any point on the perpendicular bisector. So we are proving the two triangles are equal. The two triangles are congruent, not equal, actually they are congruent. How? 90 degree angle given these two line segments, that is PAM is equal to BM, that also given, markings are given same, that means that two line segments are equal, and PM is common to both triangles. So the triangles are congruent using SAS congruence concept. SAS congruence concept, these two triangles are congruent. Then after that we can prove that corresponding parts of a two congruent triangles are always equal. Using the concept we can take that PA equal to PB. PA equal to PB means the point P is in equal distance from A and B, and A and B are the endpoints of the line segment. Thus our theorem is proved that any point on the angle bisector of a line segment is equidistant from the end points of the line segment. Okay, the same concept is explained in the next parts also. So here by seeing the figure and keeping the concept in your mind, you have to fill these blanks. Okay, learned concept is there, you can fill these blanks by yourself. Okay, next is angle bisector theorem. So exactly similar, concept is similar. Bisector means which divides into two equal parts. If it is a line segment, it is perpendicular bisector. If it is an angle, it is an angle bisector. So angle bisector means what? Angle bisector is a line segment or line or ray which divides an angle into two equal parts. Angle bisector divides an angle into two equal parts. So here there is same concept. What was in perpendicular bisector theorem? Any points lies on the perpendicular bisector of a line segment will be equidistant from both the endpoints. And here also the same concept. Any point which lies on the angle bisector on the angle bisector will be equidistant from the both arms. Angles के लिए arms है ना, दो rays constitute an angle and the two rays are known as arms of the angle. So here every point on the bisector of an angle is equidistant from the sides of the angle, both the sides. Here you can see that given that QS is the angle bisector, and we have to prove that AB is same as AC, and using the similar way by proving the two triangles ABQ, by proving the two triangles, that is this triangle and this triangle congruent, and then we are taking that AB is equal to AC as the corresponding parts of congruent triangles. If we are getting AB equal to AC, then we thus prove that is A is equidistant from B and C. That means equidistant from the sides of the angle. Okay. This much you can understand by using angle bisector theorem. Okay. Now next it is next you can see that which theorem is waiting for us. Yes. Now next is properties of inequalities of sides and angles of a triangle. Inequalities. What do you mean by equality? When two expressions are written on the two sides of an equal to sign, then it is an equalities. It should be correct also. Then inequality means the word itself, the two expression may not be not equal. May not be नहीं बोल सकते, it is not equal. That is, if x is less than y, it is an example of an inequality. If x equal to y, it is an example of equality. So that much you understand. Here inequality, properties of inequalities of sides and angles of a triangle. First one is, if two sides of a triangle are unequal, then the angle opposite to the greater side is greater than the angle opposite the smaller side. So here I am drawing one figure also. Here one figure is given, still I am drawing one figure. If in triangle I am drawing a triangle, consider this is as a triangle. So if A, B and C is the given triangle, and if AB is greater than AC, by looking itself we can say that, we can say that let BC is greater than AB, right? If it is BC is greater than AB, then we can take as BC. Opposite of BC is which angle? This one, that is angle A. So we can take that angle A, measure of angle A is greater than, opposite of side AB is which angle? C. So measure of angle A is greater than measure of angle C. This is the theorem. That is, the angle opposite to greater side is greater than the smaller side. Okay, the angle opposite to greater side is greater than the angle opposite the smaller side. So same way, next, if two angles of a triangle are unequal, then the side opposite to greater angle is greater than the side opposite to smaller angle. Whatever we told just now is opposite. That is what we have told. Listen the figure what I am drawing here. X, Y, Z. In the previous theorem we told that if side XY is greater than YZ, listen properly, if XY is greater than YZ, then we can say that angle Z is greater than angle X. But here in this theorem it's opposite, converse theorem. It is saying that if angle X is greater than angle Y, suppose if angle x, I am writing if angle x is greater than angle y, then what will happen? If angle x is greater than angle y, side opposite to angle x, that is yz, this one, yz is greater than which side? Side opposite to y. Which is the side opposite to y? That is xz. Okay? That is, if x greater than y, then yz is greater than xz. So such a theorems are very useful for doing the problems also. This you can do by yourself if you have understood the first theorem. Okay. Then using these theorems, whatever we have learned here, we can easily solve out these example problems or given practice set, and go through the practice set. We can very easily solve these 5 questions. Now the last section of this chapter, triangle, similar triangle. Similar triangles means as the name itself, which looks similar, which looks same. Here just look, all look similar itself. So similar triangles, congruent triangles, what we have learned? Congruent triangles are triangles each angle and each side correspondingly equal, exactly equal. We can superimpose one triangle upon the other triangle. That is the first concept. Here it is not like that. It looks similar only the angles are equal but sides are proportional. Okay. Similar triangles ka meaning is what? Two triangles in which the ratio of the sides, corresponding sides are equal, then the two triangles are known as similar triangles. So you can go through the example problems and all other things and then solve the problems. So thank you for watching my video. Thank you so much.